Welcome friends, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon button to get more programming videos. So here today we were going to talk about the copies, means how you can create what happen when you create an array, and we will talk about how you will have a copies and views. So what happen whenever you operate and manipulate array, their data is sometimes copied in a new array and sometimes not. Okay, so sometimes it is copied and sometimes not, and this is often a source of confusion for a lot of us as a beginner. So basically, three things happen whenever you create an array and whenever you try to initialize that array into a different array. The three things happen. The first one is the no copy at all. The second one is basically, you can say, the shallow copy. You can say the view, it will create a view, or shallow copy. And third one that basically happen is the deep copy. So we will talk about all these three. So what happen when you create an array and when you try to reinitialize this array into another array, how this thing is going to be happen. So we were going to talk about all these three. So first come first, the first we will talk about the no copy at all. We will go with an example, and then we will see how this is going to be happen. So first one, we will say the no copy at all. So when this is happen, suppose you are creating an array, NumPy array. Let's say the NumPy array is A is NP. And let me create a NumPy array. Let's say A range. Okay. So it will create a range. Okay. It will create an array. Now, what is going to be happen when you do this? Okay. It will create an object. Okay, and it will store somewhere in a memory address. Okay. So it will create an array, and it will this is going to be copy, you can say store here in the address. Now let's say, suppose we were going to initialize means this particular array into a different array by creating an object reference variable. And when you do this, what is going to be happen? There will be a no copy at all. That means you can say no new object will be created. The object is already created. So what happens if you want to check it out? If you try to check it that whether B is A, it will give you true. Yeah. Why? Because both are sharing, this A and B are sharing the same resources. And whatever happened to the B, it will automatically happen to the A. Suppose if you are going to change, if you check the shape of the B, okay, it will give you means if you change the shape and if you try to check it. Suppose I am going to change the shape of the B 2, 3, 4. That means now it's a single one, and now it will become 3 by 4 array. And if you try to print A, what will happen? It will print the changes that you had made in the B. So this means when you try to initialize it into different variable, there will be no copy at all. So let me show you with the demonstration. Okay, let's go with the demonstration and let me show you how this works. Suppose you are going to have an A, and here you can use a range like the 12. And suppose you are going to reinitialize this B to A, and if you try to check whether B is A, and if you run it, you will get true because both are sharing the same memory location. And suppose you are going to change the shape of the B like this, and let me change it to 3 cross 4, because when you multiply it, the product is 12 number of element. And if you try to check the shape of the A, which is basically the 1 0, but now it will become now it will become 3 4. And also if you try to print the A, it will now in the different format. But here in this case scenario, if you try to print the A, see, it is this one. So here we can conclude that there is a no copy and at all. The second concept comes here, that is the B, or you can see that is the shallow copy. So what happened in the shallow copy? You can say view or shallow copy. View or shallow copy. In this condition, different array object can share the same data, as we know that. The view method, if you are going to use the view method, okay, what will happen? The view method create a new array object that look at the same data. So what happens? Suppose, let's take an example. Suppose from the last example we are having the A, and suppose in the C we were initializing the view. Okay, so what happened? Okay, if you try to check, C is A, in the last example it is returning the true, this will return the false. Okay, what happened? The C is a view. Okay, the C is a view of the data owned by A. Owned by A. So it is a view. It owns the data. Okay, not sharing the same resources. So it has some privilege. Okay, that it is owning the data. All right. So if you if you change the shape, because it's on the data, if you try to change the shape of this one to the different one, what will happen? The shape of A, or what will happen? It doesn't change. It will remain the same as in the last example. It is 3 by 4. So it will not a complete copy. It's something like the shallow copy. It's something like the shallow copy. So what happened if you change the data inside the C in the array? It will change. A's data will be changed. The data will be changed. Okay, but it won't own it completely. So the shape of the A will remain the same, different whatever the last one, and the shape of the C, whatever you are going to change, the shape will be the change, but the A's data will also the change. So means the shape will the change and data will be the change, but it is not exactly the true copy. So we will see, and I will show you. I will show you with the demonstration how this is going to be happen. So will we move back here and let me try to do. As you can see, the shape of the A is look like this one. Now let me use something new. Let's say we will take the C, and I will create a view of A, right? And if we check C is A, it will just return false. Now if we try to change the shape of the C, let's say I will making it to 6, and we will print the C. It will print like this. And if you print the A, see the A is something, we have changed the shape. Let me change the shape. Okay, it's basically this one. Okay, so we can do something like this. Okay, is equal to let's say, but here you can see the shape. We need to reinitialize it actually, so that's why I'm not doing this. So you can see the shape of A is not changed. The shape of A is not changed. All right. So it is also the false. But what happened suppose if you try to change the value of C. So here if I use, let's say 0 to 4, if I try to change some value, change this value 1, 2, 3, 4, and then try to print the C. See, this value is changed. A, you can see the values also change. The shape doesn't change, the value may change, something which is called the view or the shallow copy. Now the final one, if you really want to change the copy, means if you really want to copy the one product, one array into the another, you can do the deep copy. And how this deep copy work? You can do the deep copy. To work with the deep copy, it's pretty simple. How this thing work? Deep copy. So to do the deep copy, what you can do, you can use the method copy. So when you do this, the actual copy will be made. That means the A is living in somewhere in one object, in somewhere in a one different address. When you copy it, the D will also will live in the different address. So this will happen. So that's why if you try to check is D is A, it will return a false. All right. And if you change the value or if you change the shape of the A, or if you change the value inside the D, what will happen? Okay, for example, in the D, if you try to give some value, okay, so this value will reflect in D, it doesn't reflect in A. In the last example, it is it's not happening. Only the shape is changing, but if you change the value in case of the view, the value is changing, but shape the shape is not changing. But if you do the deep copy, everything will be changed. Okay, so both will have the different identity. And both will have the different addresses, and both will have a different object. Okay, so let's demonstrate this one also. So what I am going to do, I am going to create I will create a new one, that is let's say I will create the new A. Once again I will reinitialize it. So here I will come back. So here what I will do, I will use and I will reshape it. That is to 3 cross 4, and when we run it, and you can see the A what you can do. I think I'm just making some mistake over here. Wait a minute, let me check. My system is hanging. Yeah, so you can use reshape, and here you can see, and if I try to print A, you can check it, it's showing this one. Now if I if I want to copy this to D, what will happen? I will use A dot copy. And when I run this one, so both will have the same thing. And now if I change the shape of the A, so it will look like D dot shape, and I'm going to make it, it is basically the 4 by 3. So I will make 3 by 4. Okay. And if I print it, so it will look like this. Now, both are having a different identity, and if you change the value somewhere in the A, let's say I want to change the value of A, and at the zeroth row, and I will just take 1, this one. Okay, this value I need to change to, let's say, 100, and if I print it, you can see this is the 100, and no effect will be happen to the D. See, if I print the D, these are having the different element, And if I try to change the D, let's say first row, and once again this second column, okay. So if I change this value to 99, all right, and if I print the D, you can see it will look like this. This value change, and nothing will happen to the A. You can see the A is different, D is the different. So this is how you can use the copy, or the concept of copy that can be used, the copies in view. So please, my friend, if you do like this video, okay, I insist you to please subscribe this channel, because I will bring out more and more programming videos to you, not only in Python but in other languages also. So friends, thanks for watching this tutorial and have a nice day.